Hello and welcome to InsightBase, the channel where science, medicine, and wisdom come together to guide you toward healthier, smarter aging. Even if you're old and can't take care of yourself, don't rush to a nursing home. Now, I know, that sounds controversial. But stay with me. Because what I'm about to reveal might just change how you view aging, independence, and the system that claims to care for our elderly. You see, we've been conditioned to believe that once we lose a little mobility or memory, a nursing home is the only option. But what if I told you that some of the very institutions designed to help us might be accelerating our decline? What if losing control over your meals, your daily routine, even your dignity, was more damaging than the physical weakness itself? And here's the most shocking part. Recent studies show that seniors placed in institutional care too early are 3 times more likely to suffer emotional decline and 50% more likely to develop chronic infections than those who remain in a home setting with tailored support. Before we go any further, if this message resonates with you or someone you love, like this video, share it, and subscribe to InsightBase. It fuels us to continue bringing life-changing information, backed by science and compassion. Now, let's take a deep breath and dive into the truth. Because the alternatives to nursing homes are not only real, they might just be the key to a longer, more dignified life. Section 1. The numbers they don't want you to see. Let's delve a little deeper into the realities that glossy brochures often gloss over. According to data from the CDC, there are currently over 1.3 million Americans residing in nursing homes across the nation. Each year, approximately 400,000 new individuals enter these facilities, seeking care and assistance. However, here's the truly alarming aspect of this scenario. A study published in the Journal of Post-Acute and Long-Term Care Medicine reveals a sobering statistic. Nearly 25% of elderly residents lose their lives within just 12 months of their admission to a nursing home. Take a moment to consider the gravity of this information. Individuals enter these facilities with the expectation of finding safety, stability, and a supportive environment. Tragically, 1 in 4 of them will not even reach the milestone of their next birthday after moving in. Why is this phenomenon occurring? It's crucial that we address the silent killers operating within the confines of those walls, often overlooked and unacknowledged. Section 2. The hidden health decline. Nursing homes are intended to provide support and assistance when you can no longer manage on your own. However, a troubling pattern has emerged, as evidenced by several studies conducted by experts at Harvard University and the University of Michigan. These studies highlight that individuals residing in institutional care facilities experience cognitive decline at a much quicker pace, suffer from higher rates of depression, and demonstrate decreased mobility when compared to those who receive care in the comfort of their own homes. The causes of this concerning trend can be categorized into both apparent and less visible factors. One significant contributing factor is the lack of emotional connection that residents often experience. In nursing homes, the personal interactions and the warmth of family ties can dwindle, leaving individuals feeling isolated and lonely. Additionally, the tendency toward overmedication cannot be overlooked, where the use of sedatives or other drugs can lead to a numbing effect that diminishes overall quality of life. Coupled with persistent understaffing in many facilities, which results in inadequate attention and care for each resident, the problems are compounded. Moreover, the sterile environment of a typical nursing home, devoid of the familiar comforts and stimulating social interactions of home life, can gradually erode the human spirit and sense of self-worth over time. These factors contribute to a disheartening reality where individuals may enter the facility seeking assistance with daily tasks in the hope of regaining their independence, but within just a matter of months, they may find themselves ensnared in a wheelchair, heavily sedated, and increasingly disconnected from their own identity and the lives they once knew. Section 3. Infections, neglect, and loneliness. The triple threat. A comprehensive report released in 2022 by the Office of the Inspector General revealed a disturbing statistic. 1 in 5 Medicare patients residing in nursing homes experienced avoidable harm. This harm took various forms, including serious issues such as infections, pressure sores, and potentially fatal medication errors. These alarming findings underscore the grim realities faced by vulnerable elderly individuals in these facilities. The situation became even more dire during the pandemic, when this grim reality catapulted into public awareness on a much larger scale. In the United States alone, over 200,000 nursing home residents tragically lost their lives to COVID-19. However, it is essential to recognize that the hardships faced during this time were not limited to the virus itself. A combination of isolation, fear, and mismanagement within the healthcare system exacerbated an already dire situation and compounded the suffering of many residents. Yet, even as we move beyond the acute crisis of the pandemic, the detrimental effects of loneliness persist and continue to pose a significant threat to the well-being of individuals. Research from the National Academy of Sciences highlights an alarming statistic. Social isolation increases the risk of mortality by a staggering 29%. This statistic serves as a wake-up call, particularly for nursing homes, which, despite their stated goals of fostering a sense of community and connection, often end up delivering an overwhelming sense of loneliness that can overshadow their intended purpose. Section 4. The better, safer alternatives. You might be wondering, if a nursing home isn't the best choice, then what are the alternatives available? The good news is that there are numerous options you can consider, and many of them are supported by extensive research and evidence. Research from AARP indicates that an overwhelming 90% of older adults express a strong desire to age in place, remaining in the comfort of their own homes for as long as possible. This preference highlights a significant shift in how we view elder care. Studies have shown that when home-based care is well organized and thoughtfully implemented, it results in lower rates of hospitalization, an increase in the satisfaction of care recipients, and improved overall health outcomes. These benefits are not just anecdotal, they are firmly rooted in empirical evidence. For individuals who have complex health needs, there are still effective solutions available. Services like in-home care aides cater specifically to the unique requirements of older adults, providing them with personalized assistance in their daily lives. Moreover, telehealth monitoring allows healthcare providers to keep a close watch on their patients' conditions from a distance, ensuring that any potential issues are addressed promptly without necessitating an in-person visit. Additionally, adult day programs offer social engagement and structured activities, presenting far more diverse and enriching experiences than what a traditional lockdown facility could ever offer. You might find this information particularly astonishing. A study published in Health Affairs found that home-based primary care not only reduced Medicare expenses by an impressive 20%, but it also decreased the rate of hospitalizations by an astounding 50%. Such statistics demonstrate that when care is delivered in a familiar and comfortable environment, the benefits are substantial. In other words, when you choose these home-based options, you can expect to live longer and maintain better health, all while saving money. Embracing these alternatives allows you to enjoy your later years from the comfort of your own space, surrounded by the people and things you love, rather than being confined to an institutional setting. Section 5. What they don't want you to question. So, what drives so many families to quickly decide to place their elderly loved ones in institutions? The answer lies within the very fabric of the system itself. Hospitals often discharge patients with little consideration for their future accommodations, leaving them with nowhere to turn. Insurance companies, too, play a significant role in this dynamic, as they tend to approve nursing home stays more readily and expediently than they do for in-home care options that allow for aging in place. On top of that, society, through its messaging and norms, continuously reinforces the idea that opting for institutional care is the safer, more responsible choice. However, I urge you to challenge this narrative. Question the system that not only thrives on but also profits from the dependency of vulnerable individuals and their families. Really take a moment to reflect on the policies that reduce your cherished loved one to merely a bed number in a faceless institution, not recognizing them as a unique and valuable human being worthy of dignity and respect. And, perhaps most crucially, challenge the deeply ingrained belief that decline is an unavoidable consequence of aging, simply because one has reached a certain number of years. The notion that aging equates to inevitable loss and deterioration is a pervasive myth that deserves scrutiny and reconsideration. If you're watching this and feeling overwhelmed by thoughts like, "But I can't take care of myself anymore," take a deep breath and don't panic just yet. You don't have to navigate this journey alone. It's crucial to understand the realities of your situation and the options available to you. Many people believe that nursing homes are the only solution to their care needs, but it's important to realize that they aren't the only answer available. In fact, in numerous cases, they may turn out to be the least favorable option you could choose. It's vital to explore all avenues before making such a significant decision about your future. So, before you hastily sign that admission form, before you decide to surrender your precious years to a facility that may not recognize you as an individual, take a moment to reflect on your circumstances. Remember that you have multiple options at your disposal. You possess a choice, a powerful ability to determine how you want to live your life in your later years. You deserve a retirement well beyond just fluorescent lights and eerie silence. Thank you for tuning in to InsightBase, where we prioritize meaningful discussions about aging and autonomy. We want to remind you that even as your body may begin to slow down, your inherent right to dignity and the capacity to make choices about your living situation should never, ever diminish or fade away. As you move forward, remember that you are not alone in this, and there are people and resources that can support you in making the best decisions for your life. Until next time, stay informed, stay empowered, and above all, stay free to live life on your own terms.